the mountains they're going to give you feedback constantly because you're going to be bumping up against the reality of the environment that you're in. Yeah. You're bumping up against literally every second of every day. You're bumping up against that reality and realizing, that you got to go with it.
Not only that you have to go with it, but that going with it is going to make it easier.
Yes. If you try to fight it, you will lose.
It's much harder. And you will lose.
Which I love. Like, I love I love that if you try to fight it, you'll lose. I think everybody should learn that lesson.
It's actually, it sounds simple when you say it, but in an experiential moment, it's actually a very transformative lesson to learn. And it actually then obviously translates into wider life.
Yes. It teaches humility. It teaches, it rids us of hubris and it teaches you kind of like you were saying, the micro, what we say all the time in complexity science. Like a lot of the lessons that I learned in the mountains, I kind of learned experientially and then found similar ideas in complexity science and the study of systems and system science. So we say all the time, the micro makes the macro.
Yes. Right.
The little things add up and create a web of causality to these macro level emergent properties, right?
Yeah.
So, if you don't take care of all the little things, they start to add up. So you start to learn experientially things like one of my favorite quotes is wash the glass like a baby Buddha, meaning something as sort of innocuous and seemingly unimportant as washing a glass. Imagine doing that with such care and such focus and such awareness and such attention that you were washing it as if you were washing the baby Buddha. Right. Something as sort of important and sacred as the baby Buddha.
Yeah.
But it's just a glass, right? So you're taking time and attention on how you tie your boots. Like each lace can be tied differently in order to get your boot to fit differently, right? How you pack your pack is going to determine how comfortable it rides for the entire day.
Yeah.
Every step of every day of your whole day, which could be 15, 20 miles worth of steps.
Hours
and hours and hours. That pack is going to be on your back, and the way it rides is going to be determined by the way you pack it in the morning.
Well, and the outcome of that day is shaped by that decision at that moment.
Yeah. I mean, my father unsuccessfully tried to get me to make my bed as a child. And he was never, much to his chagrin, he was never successful with that. But, the mountains taught me that when you get to camp and you get to your tent, or you set up your tent or your camp, you have everything dialed. Everything goes in the same spot every night. I have a whole system for the way that I set up my camp. I set up my tent. I set up my backpack. I know where everything is at all times because, at night when it's dark and you need this little thing or that little thing, it's this bag's zip. It's right there. I got it.
I know where everything is.
I know where everything is. If it's, downpour, I reach in on the right side. I pull my raincoat. I'm good. I don't have to unpack everything and get my down jacket wet and all kinds of other things wet. I just know where everything is. So you dial things in, and and that requires, ironically, awareness, which is what we teach. Metacognition is what we call it in science. And we know from the science that just a tiny bit of a metacognition can make huge differences in your personal and professional life. So you're learning those things, but you're learning them in a way that can't be denied.